IBU safety regulations. All biathlon races at the highest level of our sport are conducted in accordance with IBU rules, including the IBU safety regulations. Most races above the club level also follow the IBU rules. All competitors should be familiar with and follow the IBU safety rules at all times. The IBU safety regulations are broken down into general, loading and unloading, safety checks, aimed shots, removal of rifle on the range, and safety at the finish. The general IBU safety regulations include: shooting is only permitted on the shooting range during authorized times. The rifle muzzle must be over the forward edge of the firing line from the beginning to the end of the shooting bout. This habit should be a part of instructing athletes on a correct shooting position, prone and standing, during early training. Failure to have the muzzle over the firing line can result in a warning or disqualification. No one is permitted forward of the firing line while athletes are shooting or in a shooting position. Competitors should not cross the firing line for any reason. Dropped magazine, dropped sunglasses, malfunctioning targets, or similar mishaps are no exception to this rule. Loading and unloading. The rules and regulations for loading and unloading the rifle when at the shooting point apply to racing situations as well as during practice. It is forbidden to open a bolt or remove a magazine from the stock or receiver except when both feet are on the shooting mat and only with the rifle pointed in the safe direction. Competitors may open the snow shields as they approach the shooting mat, but may not handle the bolt or magazines until both feet are on the mat with the rifle pointed at the targets or up in the air. If a competitor has to change lanes during a shooting bout due to a malfunctioning target or at the direction of a range official, the competitor must first unload the rifle, removing the magazine and any chambered round, and place the rifle on their back in the normal carrying position. Safety check on the range after shooting. A competitor may ski the course with a magazine inserted into the receiver. This is a common practice following a shooting bout. The magazine, however, must be empty. Racing with a loaded magazine inserted into the receiver is a serious safety violation. The competitor must remove all ammunition from the magazines, as well as spare rounds, before leaving the shooting range after a competition. This safety habit should also be practiced at the end of all training. Aimed shots. All shots must be aimed and fired at the target only. On a bad shooting day, competitors can be tempted to fire shots without aiming to save time and get to what they see as the inevitable penalty loops as soon as possible. Firing the rifle without aiming at the targets is a violation of the IBU safety rules. Removal of rifle on the range. At the highest levels of biathlon, competitors are looking for any small time advantage. Competitors will often insert an elbow through the shoulder harness in anticipation of removing the rifle when both feet are on the shooting mat. They may not remove the strap from their shoulder before both feet are on the shooting mat. Competitors must cross the lane marking line with both feet and lay both ski poles on the ground prior to removing the rifle from the carrying position. Safety at the finish. Officials at the end of the finish area will open the rifle action of every competitor while the rifle is pointed upward. The official will inspect the cartridge case ejected from the chamber. If the safety check is not done by the officials, the competitors must do it themselves. All ammunition must be removed from the stock and the magazines. Safety at the finish is one of the most important areas to focus on in a race event. Officials at the end of a race will open the rifle bolt to check to ensure that a round has not been left in the chamber and that all rounds have been fired. This check should be done when the rifle is pointed up and not when the competitor is lying on the ground. The officials will also remove all rounds from unused magazines and spare rounds from the stock. When this is not performed by an official, and at the end of practice, competitors should perform this responsibility themselves.